It's interconference time for these Bobcats as they hope to pick up a win here on the road. This is 2K Sports bringing you the NBA. I'm Kevin Harlan calling the action with my broadcast partners.
And it's just difficult to guard.
That's right, Steve. Whether he comes off the screen and takes a shot himself or feeds it inside to the screener, an easy basket is typically the result.
This homestand ends here for the Mavericks as they get ready to hit the road. After dropping the first 3 games of the season, they need to turn it around.
You know, right now for the Mavericks, they've hit the ground running to start this young season. And I mean that literally. Raising some eyebrows with their hot start so far.
Yeah, the start of the season, you know, it's a time when optimism is league-wide, but the early play of this club certainly provides for some real proof that this could be a good team. They've looked awfully good.
Now here's Marion. And it's out of bounds. The Bobcats will take it the other way. Here's Walker. There's the pass to Morris. Hits it from three-point range. Morris has got the first 3 points tonight for the Bobcats.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Here's Harris. And good on the basket. Hook it.
Oh, man, he goes old school on us with the finger roll.
Looking at Dallas, they want to turn it around after the loss to Minnesota.
And a loss like that, guys, you just got to flush it down the toilet.
15-point game against Minnesota.
He was exquisite in that game, Kevin. It wasn't just the scoring, it was the passing, too. And his teammates, you could tell, were just really enjoying playing with him.
Now here's Henderson. Kid Gilchrist, no luck.
Steve Clifford has 13 years of experience as an NBA assistant coach with stops in New York, Houston, Orlando, and Los Angeles, and now as the new coach in Charlotte. I think he's the guy that's going to do well there.
Harris with it, averaging 10 points per contest. Kicks it to Blair. Back to Harris. Kid Gilchrist comes with a double team. Marion with it, now guarded by Henderson. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. Taking a look at Houston. They like where they stand right now, perched in that topmost position. And of course, Dallas, 2.5 games back.
Seeing where Dallas is, they've looked really strong here in the early going. They seem like they've come together really nicely as a group, and you can see the confidence with this team.
Yeah, and the league's taking notice. I mean, they're more than capable of beating any club in the league right now.
And Clifford, the 6th head coach in the Bobcats' 10-year history, Steve.
Well, he's a defensive-minded coach, a Jeff Van Gundy clone, someone who worked for Van Gundy in Houston, but has always been highly regarded around the league. I think he's going to make a good impact in Charlotte.
Here's Harris, following the score by Charlotte. Dallas again missing. 10 points separating the teams. And Walker kicks to Morris. Charlotte moving it around. Latrey. And the Bobcats another 3.
They are making some noise from downtown, guys.
And they've got themselves a very nice lead to show for it.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. And this is the first time matched up with the Bobcats this season.
And, you know, this is a team you want to capitalize on when you play them, but that wasn't the case last year. They split 2 games.
So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Zeller is checked in for Bogut. Josh McRoberts comes in for Markieff Morton. And Antetokounmpo subbed in for Walker. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
I was able to listen in on what Steve Clifford was going over with his team. He wants this game played at breakneck pace as much as possible. He was very clear, saying the fast break is going to be our best friend today. He also wants them using a fundamental offensive approach. Specifically, he'd like to see them running the pick and roll as often as they can. So still in the opening quarter, and already some adjustments being made. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks again, Doris. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, shot clock at 6. Here's Blair. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Blair's got his first 2 points. And to touch on Steve's point real quick, I'll bet they consider that game they lost to them to be, the one that got away.
And I would think there's no doubt they're going to be looking to rectify that and sweep them this time around.
And here is Ellis after Michael Kidd-Gilchrist getting his 3 to go. From 15 feet away, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. Ellis has got his second bucket.
You're going to be waiting a long time if you're waiting for him to miss that when he's that open.
Charlotte gets it back. Here's McRoberts. Nails the wide-open jump shot.
And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
Now here is Harris. Dishes to Dallenberg. He's looking for Blair and finds him. It's rebounded by Kidd-Gilchrist. Last outing for Charlotte, they won that game against the Heat at the American Airlines Arena.
And if you look at their numbers in that game, what jumps out most is the balance offensively. They really spread the wealth.
And they were on fire in all areas. That was a very satisfying road win.
Count the bucket. Bobcats leading by 12. Antetokounmpo passes to Kidd-Gilchrist. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. The Mavericks have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Misses off the right iron. And we've got an injury out on the floor. Very unfortunate as always, guys. Don't like to see this.
And you see a player have to come out of the game like this. I mean, you just hope for the best.
That's exactly right. You do hope for the best. You cross your fingers, say a prayer, and hope it's nothing major. We'll see what the update is here shortly.
Gerald Henderson, he's checked in for Kidd-Gilchrist. The Bobcats making a switch here. Well, it's been a heck of a recent stretch for these guys. The centers and power forwards averaging the most points in their position in the last 10 games. And once again, off the mark by Charlotte. Mavericks trail by 12. Poked away. And here we go with Morris, running it up the court. Coast-to-coast dunk.
Huge advantage for them already.
And as well as they've played at both ends so far, this lead might continue to grow.
Dallas shooting well right out of the gates here at around 50%. Now here's Calderon. He's covered by Antetokounmpo. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
Nice work to get inside and draw the foul.
Yeah, it's obvious. The defense not going to allow many easy layups. They're going to make you earn it from the line.
The Mavericks shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And over the course of the season, guys, they've shot a very respectable 78% from the line.
Guys, that says a lot about the poise of this team. I mean, they've been so calm, cool, and consistent at the stripe this year. I mean, that's impressive.
That's good from Calderon. And the Mavericks making a change here. Zeller dishes to Middleton. Cranes the three-pointer. Middleton's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Feeds it to Ellington. The shot's good on the assist by Calderon.
Incredible. Only took them a few seconds to answer the three ball with one of their own.
Let's keep this thing going, guys. I love seeing a three-point battle like this.
And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Bobcats lead by 15. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this.
Tune in this Wednesday night, December 4th. Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers take on Al Horford and the Atlanta Hawks. It's the real deal.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Bobcats.
Now, they didn't waste any time getting into a groove out there. They're dialed in from long range.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists. Well, for the Bobcats, some tough luck in the lottery the last few seasons. They had the worst record in 12, but they missed out on Anthony Davis. The second worst record last season, but they fell to the 4 pick. And they need so much help, but the lottery fortune hasn't gone their way.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the floor for Charlotte. Carrying in the backcourt, it's Walker and Henderson. Markieff Morris is out there with Green, and it's Bogut in at the center. And Clark, you mentioned the struggles last year for the Bobcats. Last season, the worst defense, second worst in rebounding, and Steve, the third worst in offense.
They just didn't have enough talent. It's been a long struggle for this team the last few years, and the roster is starting to grow. It's starting to build, but there's still a lot of work to be done in Charlotte.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Guys, though the Dallas Mavericks weren't able to lure Dwight Howard, they did sign a good starting point guard in Jose Calderon. A great floor general, good passer, solid shooter. He's a player they've been intrigued with for years. We'll see if he can help them get back in the playoff picture.
Yeah, good situation for him. Thanks, Doris. Time now for an injury report. And now Doris Burke has an update for us on Michael Kidd Gilchrist. Doris, what'd you find out?
Kevin, the head athletic trainer of the Bobcats, was able to update me on the situation. A very somber tone over here on the sideline, guys. It does not look to be good news at all. Losing a player like him in the meat of the season is tough for any side, and their depth will be tested during this time frame.
Thank you, Doris, for the update. We appreciate it, and we really hope for the best as always.
Well, knowing him, Kevin, I'll bet he can put it behind him as quickly as possible.
Let's hope so, Steve. I know everybody's looking forward to seeing him back out there.
The shot's good from Ellington.
A good job of spotting his teammate near the basket and zipping the pass right in there.
Charlotte calls timeout.
And an opportunity to check out some stats on Gerald Henderson. A lot of great basketball from him this year. 7th in scoring, 7th in field goal percentage. And he's in the top 10 in terms of three-point field goal percentage. So it's really been a good run for him from downtown.
And you don't become a top 10 scorer, Steve, without a variety of offensive moves and a whole bunch of tricks in your bag. So he makes for wonderful highlights the way he can score it.
So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte. Outside, Green. Kept alive. Back to Walker. Another shot, and he knocks down the jumper. Walker's got 7 points for the quarter.
Had so much space there. The defense really not showing him the respect. You can see his eyes get wide.
Marion against Green. Ellis kicks to Harris. No good from outside. And here's Charlotte. They've outscored him 10 points to 2 during this run.
Draymond Green with really a terrific legacy of success prior to the NBA, guys. I mean, he led Saginaw High to 2 Michigan State championships, and at Michigan State was able to be part of 2 teams that got to the Final Four and 1 that made it to the Sweet 16. That's impressive.
Now it appears an injury out on the floor, and that does not look like any fun.
No, this is the last thing you ever want to see at a game.
You know, at this point, we can just knock on wood, say a prayer, and wish him the best.
Charlotte making a switch here. Middleton's checked in. The Bobcats making a switch here. Zeller's checked in. Well, from long range, we've got a set of point guards here that have been extremely hot. Those are their three-point percentages for the last 10 games. The fourth spot held by Kemba Walker.
Well, if there are no other options available, any of these guys can just step back and shoot the three. A great backup plan for any point guard to have.
Yeah, I'd love to see a three-point shooting contest just amongst the point guards so we could watch these guys do work. I mean, I don't know which one of them I'd choose, but they're all pretty good.
And going back to Draymond Green, Clark, very successful in college with Tom Izzo up at Michigan State, as you mentioned. But, Steve,
you know, when you lack impact players, playing against the Western Conference is going to be brutal. It's going to be difficult. And the Bobcats felt the wrath of the West because they weren't quite able to match up.
Gallenberg's out there with Blair. Then it's Devin Harris. Then there's Marion. And it's Ellis. And at the shooting guard, that's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. Bogut the pass to Henderson. Hands it from downtown. Henderson's got 14 points for the game. Clark, as you said, with the Bobcats, just absolutely abysmal against the West. 30 games against the conference, and they only managed 3, yes, as in 1, 2, 3 wins the entire year.
And 2 of those wins came against the Timberwolves. So how about that? I mean, 1 win against the rest of the Western Conference. That's a shocking number, but it just shows you how much work the Bobcats have ahead of them before they're able to really put together a good team.
Here's Morris. It's rebounded by Dallas. Blair's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Well, they need a shot or 2 to fall here soon. They're only 1 of 4 since the break.
The tray. The Mavericks rebound. Marion. And it's sent back by Morris. To the wing right side. Here's Henderson. A three-pointer is right on target. Henderson's got 6 points in the quarter.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Dallas calls timeout. You look at Gerald Henderson. He's been playing really well.
He's been locked in from deep. They're giving him too much breathing room and definitely paying the price for it.
And Antetokounmpo's checked in for Charlotte. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hey guys, I got a chance to hear what Steve Clifford was saying to his team. He'd like them to better establish the transition game, to pick up the tempo and put pressure on the defense in the open floor. There's still plenty of basketball left to play, and as we watch how these adjustments play out, Kev, it'll be interesting.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. Here's Henderson. And again, Charlotte with the triple.
The three-pointer has been his best weapon here today, no question.
The D has been all mixed up, confused, bamboozled, allowing him way too much space.
Ellis off a pick from Dallenberg, and it's Ellis penetrating. And Marion gets it to go on the assist from Monte Ellis.
Chance to hear what Rick Carlisle was saying to the team. Too many of their shots have been low percentage, he told them. He wants better ball movement on the perimeter to get the shooters better looks. Well, they need to make something happen before the start of the fourth quarter, and maybe those changes will do the trick, Kevin.
All right, Doris. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Calderon's got his second basket of the night.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless. Dallas usually does well against the Eastern Conference, and even in a year when they were struggling, that still was the case. The Mavs posted a 500 or better record against every division in the Eastern Conference. D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
Pulls it up. And Charlotte again with the bucket.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Dallas did finish 41 up and 41 down in the year, with 17 of those wins coming, Steve, against the East. Not a bad mark for him.
And you'll remember last season, it was in March when the Mavs started gaining a lot of ground and kind of put themselves into playoff contention. And a lot of those wins that month came against Eastern Conference teams.
And that one's good.
They're not as aggressive from the outside here, but maybe they should think about stretching the defense a little bit, like they did in the first half. I mean, stretching the defense makes it easier to score inside, too.
They've been able to get out to this lead without really getting a very reliable performance out of him from the field.
Offensive rebound. And there's the rejection. Here's Antetokounmpo, defended by Ellington. Here's Middleton. Drains it from beyond the arc. Middleton's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Bobcats. And here's Calderon. He's got 6. Here's D'Alembert. Pass to Marion. Lead pass was put in just the right spot. Marion's
Didn't even have to break stride.
the 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. It's Charlotte delivering the blowout. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter.
This Saturday, December 7th, Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers take on Kyrie Irving and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Hoops action.
Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
There was a beautiful pass, nice, intelligent basketball. The execution was perfect, and that pass set up the open 3.
Charlotte, Perry in the backcourt. It's Walker and Henderson. Markieff Morris is out there with Josh McRoberts. And it's Bogut in at the 5 spot. Ellis, right side. Passes it to Wright. Back to Ellis. And it's sent back by Bogut. And McRoberts kicks to Walker. Up again and finished off by Bogut. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Bobcats.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
Also, you can see how they've gotten after it defensively. I mean, the steal totals are really something to admire.
Right, the pass to Marion. Launches a 3. Harris misses. Bobcats leading by 22. There's the dish to Morris. Again, the Bobcats score.
Intelligent passing there to make that hoop possible.
Dallas has gone 6 of 10 from 3-point range, up over 50% for the ball game. Harris dishes to Ellis. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got 5 assists tonight.
Now they're not showing too much respect for him defensively, are they?
There's Walker with the 3, and he gets it to go.
Oh, the rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
I thought it might be a little imprudent to try to get those points right back, but it worked.
Dallas calls timeout.
Well, you got to put a body on your man when the shot goes up. That's just fundamental basketball. They're giving up way too many offensive rebounds. The Bobcats came out of the gates fast to start the season, won 7 of the first 12. Amazingly, that actually tied their win total from the previous season that had been shortened, and they set a record for a team matching a previous year's win total in the fewest games, but unfortunately it didn't last.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, Steve Clifford was just going over the game plan with his team. He said they need to start attacking in the open court. He doesn't want to see them operating in a strictly half-court offense. He wants their tempo to become more of a weapon. Guys, they're operating under the principle that it's never too late to fine-tune the game plan. Kevin, over to you.
And thank you, Doris.
I'll tell you what I love about him, his ability to finish even while absorbing contact. He is so strong, even with defenders hanging all over him. He continues to finish at the basket.
And he is also a very savvy on-the-ball defender. He'll turn a crossover into a turnover if you try it against him.
And the basket by Harris. Well, Clark, as you said, that hot start would quickly vanish as those 7 wins would end up being an entire third of their total wins of the year. Steve, once the meat of the season came around, they just couldn't keep up.
Well, reality always sets in the NBA, Kevin. I mean, when you don't have enough talent, you might get off to a hot start, but it's all going to turn around, and that's exactly what happened with Charlotte. But, look, they're getting better. I like some of their young players. They're competing. I think this team has a better future than people realize.
Ellis kicks to Dallenberg. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. Ellis has got his 4th assist in this one.
Sloppy defense there. You can't let him get the ball in his hands down there.
Well, when he does, that's an automatic bucket.
Morris off target with his 3.
He's not exactly striping him from deep. He had 1 3-ball in the first half. Still bageled in the second.
Shots good by Ellis.
And his stroke has been dead on. Inside, outside, wherever. The shots are just falling for him.
And the Bobcats call time here.
You know, he understandably doesn't like what's going on out there, and that's why he wants to talk things over during this timeout.
I think this is a good time to call a timeout. They just need to hit pause for a second and then reset as well.
Chris Middleton's checked in for Josh McRoberts. Bobcats leading by 22. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by Blair. Blair's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Harris kicks to Mary. No good with the layup. The Bobcats have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. Terrible turnover.
4th quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. And it's Harris off the drive. Rejected by Middleton. Tries again. Here's Dallenberg. They shoot again. But they recover it. Ellis outside. And they finally get it to go. A full night's work on the boards in 1 trip down the floor.
Things finally starting to come together for them. The deficit is still pretty big, but at least they're taking steps in the right direction.
Yeah, I think they're doing all they can do. Playing.
Clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Tips it up. It's good on the putback.
And a nice soft touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle a touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by.
Well, easy points, 3 points for a guy with that kind of strength and agility in the paint. You got to go for every second chance opportunity. This is going to be a great game for them. No win on the road comes easy in the NBA. Nice performance.
Any player loves sending his own fans home happy. He loves even more sending opposing fans home miserable.
Here's Antetokounmpo. So no problem for Charlotte as they get the win. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
And now we send you down to Doris Burke courtside, who's with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Well, Gerald, we often hear coaches talking about chemistry and focus. What's the key right now mentally for this team and how you guys approach each game?
You know, it's just something, you know, you just got to stick with it. You know, we come in here every day ready to work and compete every night. So, you know, it's good that, you know, we're playing well and we want to keep it going.
Congratulations, Gerald. Thank you so much. Guys?
All right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Gerald Henderson.